Hello, it's So. Welcome back to another YouTube video. We'll be going over the patch notes for October 31st. The first hero we're going over is D.Va. She got a buff. She now has a movement speed penalty reduced from 40 to 30% for her fusion cannons when firing. And her micro missiles have been increased from 40 projectile speed to 50. Next we'll be going over Doomfist. Doomfist, his rocket punch has been nerfed. The minimum wall stun duration decreased from 0.25 to 15 seconds. And the maximum wall stun duration decreased from 0.75 to 0.6 seconds. Next is Winston. Winston got a pretty good buff towards his secondary fire. Its range has now increased from 30 to 40 meters, which is quite nice. I think this will be a little bit of a game changer for a lot of Winston players. Next is Bastion. Thank God Bastion got a nerf. His cooldown on his configuration, while it has not been increased by a lot, it has been increased from 10 to 12 seconds, and the weapon spread has been increased to 10%, which is pretty good because, I mean, Bastion was a laser beforehand, and now he is a lot less of a laser because of that spread, and on top of that, he won't be in his configuration mode as much, which is very nice. Next, we'll be talking about Cassidy. Cassidy sadly got a nerf. He's not in the best state right now. Sadly, his magnetic grenade got an increase in cooldown from 10 to 12 seconds, which is quite sad for Cassidy players, but what can you do? What can you do? Next is Mei. The endothermic blaster has been nerfed. The slow effect has been decreased from 40 to 30%. Give me a second as I move. As you can see here, the slow effect is not as problematic, which is good, but also terrible for Mei players. It's quite sad. Sombra has been buffed. The ultimate cost for Sombra has been decreased by 10%. So you now get your ultimate a little faster. This is great for all Sombra players, but terrible for everyone else because now we have to deal with Sombra getting ult more often. And, well, I guess it'll be fine, but I just hope she gets nerfed sooner or later because I'm not a big fan of Sombra as it is. As she is currently. Next is Symmetra. Symmetra's gotten a nerf, actually. The base shield health reduced from 125 to 100, so instead of 225 HP, she has 200 HP. If I'll switch to Symmetra. There we go. Now you can see it. 200 health. Really not that useful. Widowmaker has been buffed. Nerfed. Right? No, buffed. Okay. Sorry. The unscoped shots to reach maximum spread increased from 3 to 7. So that's a little nicer that you can be a little bit more accurate spraying. And the ultimate cost has been reduced by 10%. So it's a little easier to get your ultimate. Next is Ana, Biotic Grenade. The cooldown increased from 10 to 12 seconds, so don't have to deal with her shit as much. Next is Baptiste. Immortality Field's health has been decreased from 150 to 125, and the cooldown increased from 23 to 25 seconds. Do I show it? I think I was trying to find a way to show it here. Yeah. I can't really show the health here. It goes too high. And it won't get shot, so. Next is Illari. She has also been nerfed. Not like by a lot. The primary fire projectile size reduced from 0.1 to 0.05 meters, which isn't too bad. It makes it a little harder for you to shoot by their heads and still hit it, but as you can see here, you can't shoot as far away from their heads as you used to be able to because the projectile size was way bigger. But Her healing pylon also got nerfed. Base health reduced from 75 to 50, so a total of 100 HP now. And cooldown when destroyed has been increased from 12 to 15 seconds. So Illaris have to be a lot more careful with their pylons now and be a lot smarter with how they use it. Next is Kiriko. This is a pretty big nerf in my opinion because it's only a 1 second difference. The Protection Suzu cooldown has been increased from 14 to 15 seconds. It's not a huge nerf, but it can be if you're not a good Kiriko player. You have to be a lot smarter about when you use your Suzu because you have an extra second to wait now. Next is Lifeweaver. Healing Blossom ammo reduced from 20 to 16, and the max heal for Healing Blossom has been reduced from 75 to 70. So, I mean, it's not that big, honestly. It's not that big of a problem, but, you know, some Lifeweavers may be annoyed by that. Life Grip cooldown has also been increased from 16 to 19 seconds, so players have to be a little smarter with their Life Grips now. They can't just waste them, as I see a lot of Lifeweavers doing. So, let's just hope that Lifeweavers will still, you know, will start playing smarter. I hope so, because I'm annoyed by Lifeweaver players. Next is Zenyatta. This is not too big, but I mean, it's actually a pretty good buff. It's not like too big, but it's not like that either. The Harmony Orb time to wear off when not in line of sight increased from 3 to 5 seconds. So you can sit behind walls for a fair amount of time and not have to worry about it going off. Also, the Orbit Discord can no longer be reapplied to the same target for 7 seconds after the effect has been removed. So this is a nerf. But it did also get buffed in terms of range. You can now hit an Orbit Discord on someone from 40 meters instead of 30. So pretty good balance. Now, these are not exactly hero changes, but I just wanted to kind of touch on them a bit. Maps have been fixed. Antarctic Peninsula had some areas in the map where players could get stuck inside, so they've made changes to Antarctic Peninsula, which is pretty good. New Junk City had some environment assets floating in one of the spawn rooms. They fixed that. In Route 66, they fixed an area of the map that allowed players to stand outside of the intended playable space, so thank God for that. Samoa's the biggest one, though, mainly because it's, you know, recently new, and is going to have a lot of bugs and problems. Glad they're fixing them, because Samoa's a beautiful map. But here are some of the problems that it had, and these are the fixes. There are some areas that had gaps that caused unintended sightlines, which has been fixed. They fixed some areas that allowed players to stand in unintended locations. Fixed some areas of the map that allowed turrets to be placed outside the playable space but still attack enemies. And fixed some areas of the map that could get players stuck, while also fixing lighting in some areas of the map. Okay, so here are some other hero bugs that they fixed. Fixed a bug that resulted in the Daybreak skin displaying twice in the skin selection while in pre-game hero select, and resolved an issue with healing pylon that could result in players launching out of it. Fixed a bug that prevented pedal platform from falling when hacked for Lifeweaver. For Lucio, they fixed a bug with the Hermes skin that caused the sounds played during wall ride to be louder than intended. For Mercy, they fixed an interaction with Sombra that prevented Mercy's beam not properly fading out when applied to a stealth Sombra. For Moira, they fixed a bug with the Be Beautiful highlight intro, not displaying a window behind Moira on all platforms. For Sombra, they fixed, in a previous update, resolved an issue that caused Sombra to appear untextured after interacting with random from favorites. And for Zenyatta, they fixed an issue where sometimes orbs of Discord and Harmony would not stay attached to the target. Well, that'll be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe and comment. Love y'all.